Hey there, and welcome to Strixhaven, Ilandara. I'm your DM, Emerson. In the top left, we have Giuseppe, played by Emily. We're having some camera difficulties, so we've got our technical difficulties kobold up. But they are here and will be participating auditorially. Next up, we have Ryza, played by the wonderful Dylan. Kaerthana, played by the wonderful Deja. I only have one adjective, so everyone's going to be wonderful. I was trying to come up with another, and I almost said dastardly Deja, but that's not positive. That is an insult. So yeah,
It's awesome.
it's kind of cool, but
I like
was
it.
trying. Yeah,
I'm glad.
and then I was like, but then I'd have to alliterate for everyone, and I didn't alliterate for Emily or Dylan. So then, okay. These are the things, yeah. Next up, the wonderful Alexa playing Astron.
Right.
The wonderful Trent playing Syntax. The wonderful Carly playing Evelina. And the wonderful Melody playing Nim. We are the fun little Strixhaven gang. We are actually taking a little break from the school proper and went to this big, ritzy, magical, roaring 20s city where a crime boss, who is Astron and Nim's grandfather and Astron's legal guardian, kind of spilled the beans about both their heritage, why Nim is all spooky and has 6 eyes and green horns and green skin. Essentially, their grandfather sold Nim's soul before Nim was ever born. That's kind of the easiest way to put it. Now, you know that both of you guys' shared father is somewhere and was on the run to kind of stay away from his dad, the grandfather, who you guys have not stayed away from. We don't know where he is. We also found out that the Necrocore, this spooky little vial, that's not very little, that you guys were carrying around, that could turn into a new Demagoth, the same kind of fiend that cursed Nim and their grandfather. That Necrocore you gave over to the grandfather because he's planning to use it as sort of a bargaining chip to essentially threaten to call a bigger fish than the demon that he's sold his soul to. So hopefully that'll work out, but at least right now it seems like the best option there is. There was a great party. Everyone had a great time. Syntax was very friendly with the mob boss, and it seems like it's gone okay. We are about to wrap up our winter break with a solstice that is marks the end of one year and the beginning of the next. And then we're going to start our second semester, which is going to be a lot briefer than our first semester because my players did everything.
Yay. We win.
They uncovered the truth of what actually happened, which was what was going to be the second semester. But they did that. So no, but we do have some stuff, but a lot of the core narrative is going to pick up heavier in year 2. So we're going to move a little faster through second semester. I hope everyone had a wonderful break, and let's dive back into the game proper. So where we last left off, Syntax seemed to have had a little bit too much to drink, but we would know that it's actually because a demigod that is none too pleased with Syntax decided to show up and kind of mess with his mind. And unfortunately, he crit failed the Constitution save to not be messed with. So this god, Turgrid, god of fright, was in this weird guise as this divinely beautiful woman who you find out that was actually thanks to sort of the angel she's made a pact with that's given her her divine magics. And so she messed with Syntax, essentially gave him a nightmare that shut him down. It was a big embarrassing collapse in the middle of the party. So they just hauled him up to a bed upstairs to sober up. But besides that, Syntax really did make a splash at the party, and most everyone really enjoyed him. Yeah.
Some more than others.
Yes. Yes.
No regrets.
going
Yes,
well.
Turgrid.
Yeah. So the party has effectively wrapped up. The following morning, as everyone's getting ready to head out again, Syntax is back on his feet. I will say he may not have drank enough to have a hangover, but whatever Turgrid did to them is definitely hangover adjacent. If it's not a physical headache, you've got the emotional equivalent of one. Just one of those days that you wake up and like someone looks at you too strongly and you're mad at them.
That's how we're going to start today. Excellent.
Nobody look at me or I'm gonna cry.
Or again, yeah, I would say it's more vulnerable than it is angry. It's not that you're mad, it's just you're an open wound emotionally. But all in all, the morning is fantastic. You guys are fed probably like the best breakfast buffet you've ever had. You have Urin, the mob boss grandfather. I'll pull him up again so that people can see what he looks like. We have Urin being, he's like, yes, that's not his voice. Yes, hello. Yes, we flew this, he's talking about, oh yes, these eggs are dinosaur eggs. They're very good, yes. Dinosaurs come specifically from the continent across the ocean. That was only discovered 100 years ago. So, like, it's expensive, and you're having it in an omelet. It's arguably no different than a normal egg. It's just big. But, he's money. You have to display your power. But, yeah.
Giant eggs.
Yeah, literally, like you're having like a soft-boiled egg, and like how you like eat it out of the shell or whatnot. A poached,
Just like a head.
but it's like it's like a head.
Dino chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
How does Evie feel about this? Giant eggs.
Oh yeah, Evie.
No.
Birds eat other bird eggs, right?
Well, I mean, birds were related to dinosaurs, so that's her ancestor.
Oh yeah.
The feather boas, the eggs.
Oh my gosh.
Evie just looks at it a little too long.
Just-
Fuck no, I do want to know what Evie thinks now.
She-
Honestly, again, it's not really that big of a deal, right? You're so distantly related at this point, but who knows? Maybe it is a big deal for Evie.
His wide eyes like, man, that's a big egg. That.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Evie is only like 2 feet tall, so it really is
Yeah.
like a quarter.
Is she
of
the size
Evie.
of it? Or...
Oh my god.
Think of like an ostrich egg, right? Like think of the size of an ostrich egg.
Almost
Like,
as big
gosh.
as
So she could carry it around like a doll.
Yeah,
Just
it's
like,
a
here we go.
football for Evie.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, as you guys are heading out, Urin says, "Now, I got you all a car. It will be a fun little ride to the train, and then, as like before, I hope they treated you well. You'll have an entire car to yourselves." However, he looks down at his fingers. Perfect timing, actually. I'm about to have a manicure, and Syntax, would you care to join me for it? We'll catch up with
Syntax.
everyone later.
He's just been
We
like
have time for
scraping an
that.
empty fork on like his plates. Just like looks up. Sure. Yeah, fine. All right.
I mean, do we really have time for that?
Unfortunately,
don't wanna miss our train.
nail care is very important, Astron. I promise
He's
you,
right.
Syntax will leave here no different than he entered, except with pristine nails.
I know, but you know how the trains are. We might miss it.
Astrid, it takes me forever to do my nails. If I don't have to do them today, that's great. We'll stand up.
You do them every day?
At least something.
Imagine.
So I am going to give a brief content warning for those joining us. There will be elements of body horror-ish in the next scene or so. If you're not interested in that, if you're watching this post release on our YouTube channel, we're going to time mark it so you can skip past this scene entirely. If not, you can probably fast forward, I'd say 15 minutes probably at the most, and then you'll probably be fine. Again, it's not going to be too terrible, but it's all fantasy, and I just wanted to say this just in case. Yeah. So, Urin very warmly ushers you all out to the car, and he's like, "Oh, Syntax will go in a car after. Don't worry." And he's standing there, one hand on Syntax's shoulder, waving you all off. Afterward, I'm assuming you all leave?
Urin,
Yes, darling.
may I at least wait in the living room? Because Syntax doesn't live here. He wouldn't know his way back.
He'll look at you and then give a little nod. That's very smart and kind of you, Astrid, of course. Though, do the rest of your friends know how to get to the train station?
I mean, they're sending them in the car.
Oh, you're right. Silly me. I suppose I just had an escort pick you all up, that I felt like I had to have an escort send you back, but no worries. You all are mostly grown. You're totally fair to take care of yourselves. Nim, you better get used to navigating this city. I expect to see you here more often, young man.
You do?
Of course, we're family.
Okay. Are you going to kill him? Point at Syntax?
No, we're just getting manicures. I promise you. He will come back to you in better condition than he is right now. And that is a absolute promise from the bottom of my heart.
He's right.
Nim, why would your grandfather kill me?
Exactly. He was so charming last night.
I don't know.
Well, you better get a move on, or else they'll start filling your carriage with common folk. He gives a little chuckle at this. He gives a little chuckle at this. No, I joke. They really wouldn't. They wouldn't dare. But
Rebel.
yeah. He chuckles. He's like, no. But honestly, the train station is very fun if you have a little bit of time to investigate it. Nice little shops in there. But if we're going to get our nails, as the youths say, we better hurry up then, Syntax, yes? Astrid,
I'm ready.
feel free to wait around, do what you do best.
I absolutely will.
Very well. He'll kiss you on the forehead as they head into the elevator.
Nim's gonna be like, no forehead kiss for me. 4 horns coming out of his forehead.
He'll be like, oh my, you're right. We are family. And he'll come over, make a big deal of like putting both hands on your like cheeks and then like tilt your head. And of course he has horns too. So like, it's very much so like almost a 90-degree forehead kiss because like you can't do it any other way because you both have horns. So like he's trying to make it very elegant and whatnot, but it's like he just has to keep turning. So it's a little awkward.
That's all he wanted.
Yeah, but he does that and then he like pats your head and he's like, perhaps we need to have a farewell that's not a forehead kiss, but I promise you we'll come up with something special just for us. He gives you a little like nudge and a wink and he's like, farewell, my boy. Remember, you are part of the Levidius name. My house is your house.
Always so generous.
Well, when you have so much, it's so easy to give. and he'll head back into the elevator. Of course, for that brief moment, Astron and Syntax were alone standing next to each other in the elevator. But yeah. He comes back and stands.
We'll have a quick 2 seconds.
Okay, good. I was mentioning that because I was like, you can do something if you want. But okay, yeah.
When he does the head kiss to like Nim, it's just full frown from Syntax being like, what did we do wrong? Why is he being so disgustingly nice again? I thought we were past that.
Syntax, what's your tolerance for pain?
He just looks at you. Not high.
And that's when he comes back. Yeah, you guys go up the lift, and I will say there are occasional servants and guards and whatnot all around during this. So whereas before it was just you guys talking to him alone before the party, at this point, you know, the manor is bustling with cooks and servants and guards, and you know the porter who holds the door open for you for your car and all that stuff. Once you get up there, there's a young-ish elf man who definitely can't grow facial hair fully, but is really trying. And what little he has is meticulously groomed. And his clothes and hair are spot on. So he looks amazing, but then you see the like crustache and you're like, oh honey. But
No.
you know what I
Like
mean,
the
right?
Justin Bieber mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You haven't heard crustache? Am I the only?
No, I've never heard
You-
that. It's so weird.
I really like it.
Really? Okay, sorry.
Emerson makes up a new word,
Well,
apparently.
I could have sworn
God.
it was a phrase. If it's, yeah, watch it be
probably
like
is.
deeply insulting, and I don't know that. If so, I apologize.
It's totally a thing. No one watches this.
Yeah, that's fair. It's just us, but
Just us and Melody's boyfriend.
that's fair.
Exactly. And he went to bed.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
also fair. But yeah, so he gets back up to the top. This man's there. Apart from that, he is like peak fashion. And you see a little bag on his hip that's like a glorified fanny pack kind of thing. And in it is like nail files and, you know, like nail polish and just like all these little things in there, almost like it's arsenal of sorts. Like they're all slotted in there in all these different spots. And he's like, are we ready to get going with the manicure? And then Urin is, yes, Hubert, I didn't mean to keep you waiting. And he was like, well, you didn't at all. Let's go. Shall we? After you, Lord Lavinius. And then Urin is, Hubert, you don't have to call me Lord. He says this in the way that, like, you're sure he probably does have to call him Lord. And then Urin is just, like, saying this, like, in performative. You guys go into a room that really does look like it is the salon room. There's, like, two chairs that are, there's, like, a mirror behind him. There's red velvet walls. They swivel around. Think of, like, a barbershop chair.
Damn.
He gestures to the one next to him, and he's like, sit down, that's normally Astron's, but you are welcome to sit as well.
Just slides right into it.
Yeah.
I assume we're going to talk business.
Of course. He reaches over to a tray sitting next to the chair and pulls two cucumber slices and puts them on his eyes as he just leans back. There's also cucumber slices next to yours, if that's something you're into. But he seems just completely relaxed. You watch as Hubert brings him like a hot towel to lay across his like face, you know? All of the like very spa kind of setup. Hubert's not tending to you at this point. but you can also like sit down and get comfortable if you want. You watch as he
Fine, I
starts
can
like
take care of myself.
filing the black claws of Urin, and just really making them shine. Like he takes out a little polishing rag and like polishes each one. Strangely enough, Urin actually doesn't talk about much of importance for the first 10 minutes. But eventually he says, "So, Syntax, I have a little bit of information for you."
Finally, I thought we were just going to talk about boring things. Go on.
But you've caught me in a bit of a bind. As he's saying this, Hubert goes over to start taking care of your nails. He reaches for your hand, hesitates as he notices it's made of metal, then goes to your other hand. And as he starts going to your other hand, you hear Urin, no, you can still polish those nails. And he gets out his polishing rag and polishes that hand.
Weird.
Yeah. And then he's like, but do the special treatment on his other hand, yes? And he was like,
So weird.
God.
And
Yes.
yeah, he starts chatting with you. You see, I'm in a bit of a bind, Syntax. I like you a lot. You're quite amusing. But you see, I have to keep up certain appearances.
Oh, is this about the Turgrid thing last night?
Oh, was Turgrid here?
Yes,
see-
she's the one who dumped me on the ground, I assume.
Ooh, you see, I want to know more about that, but unfortunately, I do have to keep up appearances. As he says this, you feel Hubert shove something underneath your index fingernail.
Okay. Syntax just screams out in fucking pain and bolts up.
As you try to stand up, Hubert, roll a strength
Shit.
saving throw for me.
Okay. Oh, fuck.
No.
Oh, that's a bad stat. Oh. Oh, the dice are slow today. Oh no, it's a 4.
no.
What sucks is that I actually rolled really low on my end. I rolled a 6, but it's still technically higher. I was really hoping. But as you, I closed out the picture. Hold on. But as you go to stand up, you feel firm hands on your shoulders, and Urin's behind you, and he forces you back into the seat and starts giving you a forceful shoulder massage.
Syntax is just thrashing like there's no tomorrow, and he's gonna scream out for Astrid.
Oh, she's not going to be coming, darling. She knows what's happening.
Okay.
Can Astrid do the telepathy thing?
Yeah. I will say, you know that this room is his soundproof room.
Yeah.
This is not a room for. It's not a salon room.
No.
This is where he gets information from people. These chairs are not. Yeah. So it's a little muffled, but you also know where it is, and so you know to keep an ear out. So you can tell when it starts.
Yeah. Can she just do the telepathy thing to Syntax?
Mm-hmm.
And just say, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Syntax. I can't stop it.
Can he like mind send something back?
Yes, he
respond.
can.
Oh, it's gonna
Yeah.
be quick. You're not fucking sorry. If you were sorry, you'd be here helping me.
I tried once. It didn't end well.
Syntax is just like that black ichor is coming out from under one eye, and he's like, I don't even know what I did to you. What's wrong? What did I do at the party? What's wrong? Urin?
I'm happy you're asking. You, my friend, he leans in close to his ear, were a bit too friendly. Look, I enjoy it, but there's powers at play. You approached me closer than let my lieutenants get to me. You have to be punished. Because if you're not, it would set a precedent that anyone can step out of their place. This is not about you, Syntax. Unfortunately, this is about a dynamic that I can't weaken. Your second fingernail goes.
He just starts screaming again in pain and just like kicks his feet. I don't understand. So there are people watching right now? How are they even going to know you're doing this?
He chuckles. Here's the thing. Cities run on secrets. Oh, apparently I had the sound on for my phone. I'm going to mute that. Cities run on secrets, Syntax. Hubert does the next finger.
Okay. Syntax looks over at Hubert and goes, you cut one more finger off and I will fucking slit your throat tonight. You want to talk games, Urin? You want to talk secrets? Cut one more fingernail off and I'll make sure both of your children, grandchildren, are not on your side. You're so fucking lucky you have your stupid little necrocore
He
today.
does the next
What do you
finger.
think? He fucking screams out in pain. Urin?
Roll intimidation with disadvantage for me.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Intimidation?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have to roll them separate.
You're good.
The first one was really good.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The second one was better.
Oh, okay.
17 and 22.
17.
You know what? No, Emerson. It's not just 17. I'm adding a d6 from my
Hell
knowledge
yeah!
of a past life.
Yeah, do it. If you can beat 20, this will stop.
It's 20.
Fucking hell yeah. Okay. Yeah, D&D is meets it beats. Urin is going to lean very closely to your ear and whisper, I'll stop, but you need to play along for a moment, yes.
Does he let go of Syntax's shoulder?
Yes, he does.
He's gonna gauntlet arm punch the fuck out of that of the nail guy.
Hubert?
I forget it's Hubert. Yeah. He's just
Okay.
gonna deck him in the face. I don't give a fuck.
Perfect. Then Urin, he's gonna roll his eyes and be like, oh, we could play it that way. And then Urin pulls out a knife, leans down, and slits Hubert's throat. And then he stands up and looks over to you. The whole point of this was that Hubert was going to go and tell that he did this to you. Now Hubert's gone. We don't have anyone to tell this to, and those 4 fingernails were hurt for no reason. He walks over and just runs his fingers across the mangled fingernails, and each one heals back to perfection. I told you you were gonna leave completely better than you came here. Look, now that Hubert's gone, I can be more honest. It is absolutely not because of you, but it's because you were chummy, and I need to keep my lieutenants in line. Do you think that dumb little tentacle face that I had pick you up likes me at all?
No, none of them do.
Exactly.
They all like me, though. How
Oh
about we do
yes, I
something
know
different?
about one of them for sure. Mr. Orfeo really likes you.
Oh God.
Hmm.
But that's exactly my point, Syntax. I'm not afraid of you. But I would hate for you to do something rash simply by existing and undermine the power dynamic. Unfortunately, we are this close to a house war, and while I enjoy my house wars because it makes them not fight me, there are a lot of lives at stake, and I would rather not have them be lost in my city, especially with Strixhaven breathing down my throat. They don't like the magical advances we've been making. So for the time being, I'm trying to keep my city in one political force intact. So yes, Syntax, this was cruel, but unnecessary evil to save lives. As a
I don't care.
reward, and what I was going to tell you once Hubert left, was about your origin. I'm not the bad guy here, he says, spreading his arms wide. But
Takes
I
a step back.
understand why you would see me as such.
Uwen, you have to be very, very careful right now. Everything you've been working towards is coming to a perfect little ending. You have your necrocore. You have both of your grandchildren here.
That's exactly my
I've
point.
been on your side more than both of them have. The reason you have that necrocore, the actual one, Ashton was very, very close to not bringing it, and I convinced her to. You have that because of me today.
Well then, to a long
I'm
and
not gonna be
fruitful
so-
relationship.
I'm sure you can figure out a way to make things go back to how they were with the other houses. I'm special, and I'm gonna be... I deserve a bit more attention from you.
Yes.
And I can help make sure that both of your grandchildren are on your side.
I will say, no one has had the balls to stand up to me like you did.
I'm
Especially,
barely getting started.
I appreciate it. You would make a great successor should I ever truly retire. So yes, you do require a level of investment, and trust, I think, is a good word to put. But we must be careful about this, dynamics and all. For now, you're going to be just Astron's friend. For the cover story, if that makes any sense. I'd hate for someone like Fane to know how much influence you actually sway. I believe you. I believe that you're responsible for my grandchildren's loyalty.
And that's just because I want what I want as well. And I know that you can get me answers, as you've proven. That doesn't mean I'm not their friends. Being friends with Ashton and Nim is simple. I already am their friends.
He smiles. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. I don't want an ally who will burn the few bridges that actually matter.
Good, I have enough enemies.
He extends a hand to shake the hand that was injured.
You haven't deserved my handshake.
No, but you're going to give it to me, or else you're not going to leave this room.
Good thing I'm not stupid. He'll shake the hand.
He smiles. There. See, we both have compromised here today. As for your nugget of wisdom, your creator had also made a deal with a Daemagoth. However, they got out of their deal using potent magics that have rewritten perceptions.
What does that
I
even
quite
mean?
literally do not know who they are. There is a blank space in my memory where they should be. That is potent magic.
But I've seen them in some sort of dream.
So the magic must not have targeted you. I think because I had a direct connection to this person's Demagoth, I forgot them and their deal. Theoretically, this magic, if it made the Demagoth forget their deal, then they would be free.
Urin, give it to me straight, then, since you know so much about Demagoths. Would you say that I am the byproduct of the animus theory and what goes into a necrocore?
No, Syntax. You're something different. You see, Demagoths trade in forbidden knowledge. And the core premise of forbidden knowledge is that it's knowledge that is not allowed in our realm of existence. Therefore, the majority of that knowledge they pull from places outside of our realm of existence. You are forbidden knowledge. You are the product of a science from somewhere else. You are not the Animus Theorem. I know what the Animus Theorem forms when it is completed. And don't believe them when they say that it can't be completed. A necrocore is only formed when it is properly calculated. It had only been properly calculated 5 times for good reason. Apparently, someone did it a 6th time. It changes everything. And if you were that product, you simply holding that necrocore would have obliterated you both.
I'll keep my hands where they belong then.
One thing though, Syntax. You're dead. And I do mean truly. Rafine can't read your mind because it's not alive. Not because it's a construct. If I had a guess, I'd say you're missing a soul component. Completely and utterly.
Lucky me.
Strangely enough, it is actually a benefit. I'll keep digging, and I'll keep you informed if I learn anything else. This has become a bit of a fascination for me. Someone's trying to stop me from remembering, and, well, I don't like people telling me things I can and can't do. He smiles. I think we have that in common. Now, I better go call housekeeping to clean this up. He pushes Hubert's head with his foot. So dirty. If it makes you feel any better, Syntax, he was starting to know a bit too much anyways. He's in Rafine's back pocket, and, well, I like to keep that bastard on his weird squid toes.
He really dislikes you.
And I despise him. But, you know, keep your enemies closer. I will say, though, Syntax, I do have a soft spot for Astrin, and I'm sure I'm building a soft spot for Nim. Do keep them safe.
Be careful. I literally think you're putting a door between you and them.
I would rather there be a door between us than them get caught up in any politics and become a casualty. Do know if they die, Syntax, I will not rest until I have your head. And since you're already dead, who knows? Maybe you'll still be conscious with just a head.
Syntax is gonna go over to the body and just kick it, just fucking in the gut, and then he's gonna walk out.
Meanwhile, Astrid, what are you doing?
Syntax
Are
like
you
throws
having
open the
fun
door so
looking
you'll
for a
look through
room?
that. Oh my god.
Yes, but now I have a whole different idea for this room.
Okay.
I
Perfect.
hopefully would like to have it done so I'm back
Yes, you would be.
right as they're
you,
leaving. Okay.
You're not even going to need to make a fucking roll. You
Okay.
know the areas, like, you know this place.
9 decades here.
Yeah, again, it's not like you just grew up here as a teenager. It's 9 decades. This was like a glorified prison, let's be real. Gilded cage. Yeah, no, you find it. It's, that one space that he thought you didn't know about, but like, joke's on him, you've known about it longer than he has.
Perfect. How big is it?
It's think of it like a cupboard, like a big cupboard, but still a cupboard. And
Yeah,
sure
like
enough, there are a lot of that same music box there.
Like the kind of big where if you open the doors, you could like take one step in, but that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you could close the door and stand in it to hide, but you wouldn't be able to walk anywhere.
Okay.
Think a pantry.
Yeah. Wildly, that is exactly how I was hoping it would look.
Yeah, literally just think of the like Squidward opening the door and it's all alarm clocks kind of vibe.
Oh my god.
Perfect. All right. There's a couple things I want to do. First of all, I have a crowbar in my equipment.
Incredible.
I want to break every single music box because of the fact they're in the soundproof room and can't hear me doing this.
Yes! Okay.
Oh my god! I'm gonna break every single one of them. And then I have oil in a tinder box. I'm gonna light the whole pantry on fire.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I will
I'm
say
gonna put a note on the door. I'm gonna put a note on the door that says simply just back off and the cutest little heart and leave.
as you're leaving, you see like the I guess for lack of you see the like maid staff frantically running there, like to the door, right? To put out the fire before. They're like, but we have to make sure it doesn't spread, Lady Astrid.
Don't let it. Well, then keep it to that pantry.
Yes,
But let
yes,
the pantry
Lady
burn.
Astrid. We know how this works.
Thank you. You don't need to tell him who did this. He'll know.
We know how this works.
Your hair looks nice today. I love what you did with it, and I'll leave.
Thank you. Yeah, and then like one of the other people who was obviously new is like, "Do you know what this does?" They're like, yes. They're like, but usually not with fire. And then that's like the last thing you hear as you're leaving. But yeah. Yeah.
I just yell over my shoulder, keep the note intact.
Yeah, and you just yell, of course, Lady Astrid.
I'm hoping that the pantry's far enough away from...
It is. He's not gonna, I
that
promise
he won't
won't notice until you guys are at least in the car away.
Perfect.
This is how you guys show your love. It's a game. It's not.
There's some anger behind this one this time.
Yeah. You used fire. That's a no-no.
Yeah. Usually. No.
But yeah.
I was just going to put I was originally just going to put a note in the room and not touch anything and be like, I know about this. And then just leave. But after all that shit, no.
I'm
breaking
so
everything.
happy. I will say as you're walking back, you do see he replaced the music box that's out there.
I break that one.
Yeah, I was going to say, so you can break that one too. Yeah. And that one will be right in the entryway, right where Syntax comes back out. So it'll be perfect. Like you're leaning right there with the broken machine,
I'll have the crowbar in my hand. It's fine.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, as Syntax leaves, and then Urin will kind of take up the rear a few paces back. Be like, now, there should be a car waiting for you guys downstairs. Have a good time at school. And he gives a little playful wave.
It's still just storming off.
Yeah,
I
there's
haven't looked
blood,
at either
like-
of them.
There's like blood splattered across the front of Urin. So like,
And fucking Syntax's boot.
yeah.
I'll just wait until Syntax, I assume, just walks right past me, and I'll follow him and flip off Urin and leave with him.
As you're leaving, you just hear Urin. Did you smash that?
Absolutely,
Don't tell
I
me.
did.
And then you just see him start running in the direction of the pantry.
Oh my god.
And
Walk a
it's,
little bit faster to
It's
the
very
elevator.
much so like Scooby Doo run, you know, like, to, like yeah, where it's like but yeah, you guys, if you would like to do a scene in the car elevator on your way
We're
to
doing
the
a car
yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
Syntax is just staring daggers over at Astrid.
Again, you have a private like cab to your car. The driver is outside.
Syntax, why do you think I haven't had friends for 9 decades?
Astrid, I don't give a shit about you and your sad story.
I
The
don't
only
need
reason
you
I
to-
haven't punched your face in right now is because your dad would have my head on a stick.
You have every right to feel that way. I knew this would happen. I didn't want it to. There is no way to circumvent him. And believe me, I have tried.
That just means you're not creative enough.
Oh, trust me. I've tried many things. He knows too much. Sees too much. There's workarounds for everything. He's been alive longer than I have. I don't expect you to forgive me, but for what it's worth, I am so sorry.
I thought you would have come and helped.
I tried to in the past. Didn't work.
Things are not the same right now as whatever things were before. You have Nim, you have this Necrocore.
Yes, that means I have more to lose. I didn't have anything to lose back then. I have infinitely more now.
That just means your life's worth living now, Astrid. You need to bet more.
Is it? Is it?
I never compromised. I didn't right then and Urin could have killed me. Because I'm not going to roll over and baby people that I think are bullies. Disgusting men and women like your father and Turgrid.
That's what I like about you.
And that's why I'm not going to sit here and say, I forgive you right now, Astrid.
I don't
I'm going
expect
to
you
go
to.
back into my room and lock it and probably cry for a day or two.
I don't expect your forgiveness. That would be wrong of me, too. I don't expect it. Honestly, I didn't expect to receive any kindness from any of you in the beginning, and I'm still surprised it's gone this far. But I wouldn't be surprised if that's all down the drain now. And I wouldn't blame you all for not wanting me around.
Astrid, I could ruin your whole life at Strixhaven very easily.
I know.
And Urin thinks that because he knows things and can kill me, that would stop me. But I don't. But I need to see you try to be better.
Thought I would be able to once I was away from Goldheart in Strixhaven. And I intend to. It's just a process. That's not an excuse. It's hard to break out of that after being in it for so long.
What would you have done if Urin came and I was just dead on the ground?
Killed him.
What a waste.
Too bad. Would have made me feel better.
What about me?
I would have found something to bring you back. Doesn't matter what. I would have found something.
The rest of the drive is probably not the most fun.
There's no talking, that's it.
When you guys eventually join up with everyone, they're like having crepes at a little booth. You know, they have had a great time. I imagine
Tossing berries in like Giuseppe's mouth. Wrap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is there like fruit? I'm assuming there's like
Into his
fruit on
hair.
the table or whatever.
yeah, like you guys are having a blast.
Nim's like sticking the fruit on his horns like a kebab.
Oh my god.
God.
I guess the main question is, Syntax and Astron, do they say anything of what happened?
I'm not going
Astron
to say
would ask
anything unless
Syntax.
anyone asks.
Astron would ask
ask,
Syntax first.
ask away. I don't know what you're going to ask.
What do you want them to know or not know?
I'm not telling anyone anything that happened.
How do you want us to act?
I'll leave it to your imagination.
I'm following your lead on this.
Fine. Evie, Nim, how do you want our friendship relationship to be? Everything all the time, or let's just leave things behind closed doors?
They're like in the middle of like playing catch with fruit. As you just say this.
Literally.
They like look over and you look great. So I will say the elevator does have built-in prestidigitation. So any blood as you step into the elevator is gone. You look great. Your nails look amazing. Because they're new. And your other hand is polished. Like, you look great. The look on your face probably doesn't.
Syntax says this to Evie and Nim. Syntax, what did he do to you?
Well, he told me a few things about my past. Learned that I'm not alive.
Oh, wow.
That my creator made a deal with a demagogue.
Oh, wow. We're more similar than I think either of us thought.
And Turgrid is coming after me.
Oh, well, we knew that. Sorry.
She was there at the party. Did I tell you that?
She was?
Mm-hmm.
Is that why you... Well, you just kind of fell over there at the end.
That's a simple way of putting it, yes.
I fall over like that sometimes, too. Well, are you okay?
I'm sure I'll be fine. I just dislike this city. And Turgrid messed with my mind, and I'm still just getting through that.
Well, I would offer you a crepe, but you don't eat. So,
Smells good, though.
yes, enjoy the smells. We'll be back home soon.
And yeah, with that, the train ride and all of that is just as wonderful as the train ride here was, for those who are able to kind of distance themselves from whatever just happened, or just not really know. I imagine Syntax probably keeps to themselves the majority of the time. Astron is probably a bit reserved as well, but
He's gonna go hide in the storage car.
oh,
Nim would like to talk to Astron for a
Okay.
small second.
Yeah, go
Astron's
for
gonna
it.
specifically be very difficult to find.
Okay, she's like she
You
just
can
like went.
you can
ahead.
try, but she's
Astrid-
Astrid,
Nicole would've
okay,
given
here's
up.
here.
He would
Nim's
have given
gonna
up after like the first minute.
Okay, I
Yeah.
was like, Astrid's a rogue, so you're gonna have
Yeah,
to roll.
fuck that, dude.
Like Astrid's a rogue. If she doesn't want to be found, you're not. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, maybe I'll talk with Sis about like some of the weird shit that happened. Then he was like, fuck it, forget
go
it.
on.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, infuriated that she's this hard to find. But yeah, eventually you guys get back to the school. The next few days are pretty uneventful. You meet back up with your friends who didn't go to Goldheart with you. Give them the brief rundown, all of that. They've had their own little misadventures on campus. Whether that is now actively being invited to play the ocarina at numerous at the cafe and Bozen Tavern, because apparently they are hashtag lit. Yeah, hashtags exist in this setting, guys. Don't know how or
As
where,
it's
but they
called.
do. Quintilius is acting all hurt that he wasn't invited.
Oh boy.
You know, all that jazz. He gets over it very quickly. Like he just forgets to be insulted, and then like he'll remember halfway through hanging out, and then be like, "Oh wait, oh no, I'm." But
One of those. Oh yeah, fuck you guys.
yeah, exactly. Like he's acting all mad, but he's still like following you guys around and hanging out
Oh
with
my
you guys. Eventually, you get to the final day of the year. Let me change the music. As we do this little music change, do people want a quick 5-minute water break?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's a good
Cool.
break time.
Yeah. We will be right back in just about 5 minutes.
Woohoo.
Hey, welcome back. We changed the music, got some water, and we are ready to rumble. So, it is the end of the year. This world has a very interesting year cycle. We have 13 months, and I think it's 13 months of 4 weeks each month, and then 1 month that is just a single day. And that is today. This day at noon, there is a triple eclipse. We have 2 moons and a sun. And that is always what marks the end of one year and the beginning of the next. We have the one normal moon. And then we also have a smaller moon that typically appears to be made purely out of silver. It gleams constantly in the sky, and is about half the size of the other moon. It is also a little closer than the other moon. So during the eclipse, it's the one that's closest to you. This day is considered a very sacred day globally. ASMR, that kind of manifest, tend to be born on this day if they don't have celestial blood somewhere in their family lineage, because that's kind of the 2 ways ASMR come about. And as such, it is theorized that on... Oh no, I queued up music but then didn't loop it.
Loop it.
Okay, so I'm just going to do technical difficulties real quick, fix this, but I'll keep talking while we do this. We have... It is assumed that the... It is assumed that the outer planes, the gods, wherever they may be, are closer to the world during this day. Hence why we have ASMR showing up when they're born on this day. There, let's see. Cool. As such, this is also... I switched back but didn't switch the... Okay, there we go. First try. I'm good at this. There's also been lots of tales of weird dreams, any sort of divination-aligned spellcaster tends to get their strongest readings during the eclipse. The eclipse itself lasts for maybe 30 minutes, and it is an event. As per usual, fireworks and celebration tends to happen once the eclipse ends, not during it. And during it, the world gets quite dark. Not just eclipse dark, but almost like night dark. There's a little bit of that yellowish glow to things, but it really is very dark. Everyone gathers in the central quad of the campus on this one walkway pictured as they all watch the eclipse. Another thing that is interesting is that the dawn bow, which is that huge arcing stone that float around the school, during the eclipse seems to lift off the ground and essentially create a ring around the center of the city and then float back down. All sort of centered around the biblioplex and you guess probably the snarl of magic that's tangled up in the center. It is... it's always impressive, but on campus it feels almost intimidating. School is starting the next day, so all of you would be here. Is there anything you guys wish to do during the eclipse? Are you out watching it? Are you not? Is there anything, and there doesn't have to be. I just figured I'd ask.
I have one small stupid thing.
Yeah.
I want to ask Trent, what grows in the pot that Syntax gave to Nim? Because he planted Nightshade in it a while ago.
Okay, great. Give me a second. So, you know what? No. I know what it does. You've been watering it and taking care of it?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we... It doesn't matter. We're gonna say the night before, Nim. When does Nim sleep? Yeah, Nim sleeps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Nim, you probably, like, wake up to, like, a weird rustling noise.
Okay.
Where the plant had, like, nothing was ever really growing besides, like, one little sprout with, like, a leaf on it.
Yeah.
Like, suddenly that little sprout is gone, and there's just, like, the pot's tipped over, and there's, like, dirt just on the ground.
Oh no.
And then I like to think, like, Nim's looking around, is like, what the fuck? And this little, like, chubby, like, sprout-looking creature thing, like, jumps on Nim's face.
Oh my god! Yes! That's so
And technically, you have a little awakened shrub thing that
Oh my
obeys your
God.
commands.
Oh! That's so cute!
And then we'll, like, say it's, like, shaded to look like if it was, like, a nightshade-looking kind of creature with the little flowers and then the,
Oh my
like, the leaves and roots. I have to look it up now, but I'm pretty sure that's what it does. It is a little plant herblin. It has, like, 1 health, so...
He's a vegan
That's
goblin.
just fine. He has a little guy now. That's awesome.
Don't lose it, because that's it. That's the one time I had time to do this.
That's so sweet. Thank
Don't
you.
lose.
I love
I
him.
can't do it again. I took other infusions now. Okay, there you go. I like to think it also has like a dumb little like for Nim like little thing that Syntax wrote on like the root in the inside, and now it's just like on the leg or something.
Yeah, on like a little tag on the leg. That's really cute. Oh,
Okay, there you go. I don't know why. I imagine it kind of like the mandrakes, where it's got like a little pot belly, but it's just like a
oh
bush.
hell yeah. Yeah, he's a little guy.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily like have a face, but it has like body shape to it. It's
Love
like a little like, oh my gosh, you know the like Pooh Bear like star pajama like thing, where he wears the like the pajamas that are like, it's kind of like he's got like the little like it's like he's dressed like a star, but it's pajamas. It's like that shaped. It's just like a little round, pudgy,
Just a little guy.
shaped bush thing. Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna be
Cool.
looking for
I
this
love that.
how it works stat
I
wise.
know, I'm looking.
I think the item was called a Pot of Awakening.
Pot of Awakening.
Yep.
Do I just add that to my inventory?
No, because that's the pot's been used now.
Yeah,
we just
Oh,
I
we'll
have to
get
look at how it
we'll
works.
get you the stat block in a
Okay.
little bit. Don't worry about it. I'll help dig
Cool.
around and make sure we get a stat block for you. We'll probably end up treating it like a familiar for you.
Cool.
But yeah, I will say, if there does anyone want to do anything during the eclipse? I imagine you
Yes.
probably have your little mandrake guy out, probably on your shoulder or something. Nim.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. He's gonna
Um,
take that bitch everywhere.
And I will say,
see.
sorry, I didn't fully specify, but during the eclipse, it's very dark, right? But right at the total eclipse, light seems to almost bend from the sun behind to illuminate the solid silver moon. And for a moment, it almost looks like there's a new sun in the sky. But yeah, but it is only for like the moment of totality, and then it fades. So like of the 30 minutes of the eclipse, it's like 1 minute. But yeah, sorry. What would Kaerthana like to do?
So, also quick update. No one has seen Kay all of break. She has she probably told everyone she was going home, but she didn't. On the day that they all got back, after everyone headed to dorms, upon getting back and everyone being safe, Kate had a little bit of a meltdown, and so during the two-week process, she's actually been training with Sapphire again. So she hasn't seen anyone. So anyone who is out and about at the eclipse, this is her first time going back to see everyone. So for anyone who is showing up.
Oh, I love that. That's such
I
a
figured
good
we're all
choice.
like sitting under a blanket somewhere, catching up for the first time.
Oh, that's really cute.
Yeah.
Giuseppe's there spinning his hair. Yeah. That's a good question. Is everyone together for this?
I think so.
I think so.
Cool.
Yeah, Rise is there, but she's keeping a little profile because she doesn't want to make eye contact with Rubina.
Yeah, so I will say everyone has kind of like a 4th of July, like fireworks. Everyone has their own little like picnic spot. That's kind of how it is in this quad. So there's lots of different gangs and whatnot. You see Xanther, Rubina's probably lurking around Xanther. Quintilius, yeah, I say lurking because again, she's convinced that he's her boyfriend, but he doesn't know this.
Oh my god.
Quintilius is probably trying to make this a date with Syntax, but that doesn't mean it's working. You know, like he's like trying to snuggle Syntax, you know?
It's like, what are you doing, Quintilius?
And he's just like, every time you say that, like he gets really embarrassed and he'll stop, but then like 5 minutes later, he'll be like scooting closer to you, you know? And you'll like rest his head on your shoulder, and then you're like, get up. And he's like, oh.
Nudges away.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's just kind of awkward.
It is.
But yeah.
As soon as Nim sees Syntax, he'll run up to him and be like, Syntax, I love my little shrub man. Thank you so much.
What are you talking about, Nim?
I planted some nightshade in the pot that you gave me, and it gave me this.
That's the noise it makes.
Gremlin noise.
The only correct sound.
Interesting. He'll just like poke it with a finger. That's what that does now. Oh, I thought it would be quieter, but I'm glad you're happy.
I love it. Thank you.
Don't. Well, yeah, you're happy. I'm sure you know how to take care of it, because I don't.
No, I don't. We'll figure it out together.
Make sure you feed it, probably. I don't know.
What does he eat?
People.
That can be arranged.
No, he doesn't eat people. Just give him water and keep
I
him
love
in
how
the pot
Nim
when
was
he sleeps.
totally fine with that.
Okay.
It's like that meme where it's like, I have a question, but you can't ask why. I need a human skull. And the other person's like, only if you also don't ask why, and pulls out 4. Person A is just like, this one's fine.
Well, you're gonna need to name it.
I am. I'll get back to you on that.
I love
Quintilius,
that.
move. Just like
Yeah, he's like, oh, that's cute. I think I know something cuter. And then he'll like pose for Syntax. Move.
you're like, what is it?
And he's like, you. And then he'll like boop your nose.
Oh my god.
Not true. I'm not cute.
You're right. You're sexy. That's a new word I learned.
Who taught you that one? Was it your fun new grandfather?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure Syntax taught that word at the party, right? When he also taught Giuseppe that you kiss to greet your friends.
Oh my
Oh my god.
Speaking of Giuseppe, how was your break?
Oh no.
Did you train like I told you should?
Oh, spent a lot of time with my parents going over all the usual stuff. No need to worry. But I did learn a couple of extra spells that I think are particularly impressive. Would you like to see?
Absolutely, I want to see your progress right now.
Okay. So you know the little flower Giuseppe has in his hair?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's gonna take the flower
Oh, God.
and he's gonna put it in his hand, and then all the with the face of the flower heads up or like face up, and all the little petals are going to basically like go back into like a bud, and then like open and close, and like basically he's like adjusting the age of the flower, and that's what he's showing Syntax.
I love that this is just another instance of druidcraft. Like, I absolutely adore this. Syntax is like, show me a fireball. And you're
And
like, oh.
And then Giuseppe's gonna say, "This is the only living thing I have on me right now, but this comes real nice and handy with all of our crops we were growing, particularly our plums. They were delicious."
Plums. I don't know why that's just the funniest crop choice.
I'm glad it was useful to you, Giuseppe.
We made a lot of pies.
A plum pie?
Yeah, have you tried some?
No.
Oh wait, I don't think Giuseppe really understands that you don't eat food.
That's fine.
Hey, Emily, do me a favor
Yeah.
and just roll a d20 for having a pie in your hair.
Okay, let
If
me
you
do
get
that.
above a 10, you're gonna have a pie on you.
Just a regular D20?
Yeah, just a regular.
No.
This is like a luck roll. We're gonna.
Remember my regular D. Oh no, not two. It's not really working. My regular D20s don't really work. So
On D&D Beyond, in the bottom left corner, there's a
I
little.
know that one is the one that does not work. If I click on like a skill, it'll roll. But
Okay, yeah. So just click a skill that has a +0.
I have.
Or
Well, I'll
whatever it
I'll
is, just subtract or add whatever the modifier.
What's a? Oh, I got a natural 20.
Are you shitting me? It's hot. Like
Okay,
you pulled it. You
I
actually
have
baked it just now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Perfect.
It smells incredible, guys. I will say this is the best pie you've ever had.
That tracks.
Like, I don't know what else to say with the crit,
A
but this
little
is the
angry
best.
that it's actually good.
Yeah, there's somehow no hair stuck to it, even though it was being carried around in his hair.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a magical bag of holding, but just someone's head.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can
Yeah.
officially make it a bag of holding, actually.
Oh, that's amazing. Yes.
Giuseppe, I don't understand you. But that's fine.
It's like
That's how I feel most of the time.
Ryan's here.
Anyway, I
well-
hope you enjoy. Sorry. That's it.
Is there anything else anyone would like to do during this, or do you want to watch the eclipse?
Can I do something during the eclipse?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Because I an eclipse, it's very beautiful. It's kind of a romantic time.
Oh,
You know.
no. Poor Astrid. You scared Alexa away. Alexa's just gone.
Literally
Okay.
right away.
I was trying to find Astrid.
Oh dang! Okay, what do I have to roll to find out?
Wait, is Astrid
hold on.
Are you at the picnic?
Yeah, you're here
Astrid-
with us.
Astrid is there, but she is purposefully hanging off to like the fringe of things and just trying to keep out of everybody's way because she
Aw.
genuinely thinks it's better for her not to be messing with anything
Aw.
at this point.
Yeah.
Yay, good.
So you
How
can
do I
find
find-
her if you look, but
Okay, cool. Well, I definitely want to find Astrid.
I mean, I'm sure you probably forcefully gave her a slice of pie, right?
Oh, that's what I'm about to do. So,
Yes.
um,
Okay.
Aw.
Anyway, so I found her. Is this affirmative? Yes?
Yeah, she's not directly hiding, so I'm not going to make you roll for it. But she's not hanging out and having a good time.
Okay,
She's
well,
brooding.
I find Astrid when, like, the part of the eclipse where, like, the silvery moon thing is happening.
Ooh, okay, I have artwork for that.
Ooh.
I have artwork of the two of them sharing pie with the moon. I got that ready.
But yeah,
Why
so
are you doing this to me?
What's going on?
Oh, fuck. Are we watching this evil event happen?
Sauron's really evil.
so the
Sauron
giant
right here.
horns obviously are not there, but the rest of it is.
One eclipse to rule them all.
That's what it is.
But I will say the dawn
We're gonna have
bow.
another side quest.
Yeah, the dawn bow does kind of form a similar
like an
kind of
eyeball.
shadow. Yeah, so it is. That's what I mean by it is substantially more intimidating at the campus because just like the way everything looks in silhouette with the dawn bow kind of forming a circle, like you're like, huh, okay, Sauron, but okay. But yeah. So this is happening. It's lighting everything up.
Okay. So I find Astrid, and I approach slowly, and I have the pie in my hands, and I I go up to Astrid and I go, I made this for you. I wish I could make this pie to represent your beauty, but there's nothing that I could make to represent both how gorgeous you are inside and out. So please accept this pie as a token of my adoration. And then he gives the pie.
Oh my god. Tears just start going down her face. Because of the juxtaposition of that compliment versus what just happened.
Yeah.
And she genuinely thinks everybody's gonna hate her now. Tears just start going.
And then I'll be like, oh no, does it look that bad?
She's just like holding it very carefully
Crying
and
into
just
the pie.
looking at it, and tears are just going.
No.
And
you don't have to
without-
eat it if you don't want to.
Without looking away from it, she'll just reach over and just very nicely pat him on the shoulder as a thank you, but that's it.
Okay. Giuseppe will pull a little handkerchief out of his hair and offer it.
She'll just very gingerly take it. With like the smallest nod.
Okay, and then Giuseppe will leave her alone. He's not gonna.
Oh,
Honestly, right about then, the light would fade from the eclipse.
I want to do a thing.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Do you want to do it during the light while
Yeah.
this is happening? Okay, go for
I
it.
just want to do it during the eclipse. I want to talk to Quintelius.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Syntax will scoot away from the group. Kind of like see the Astron pie thing. Just watch that for a little bit.
So now it's officially into the beginning of the new year, and it's dark again as the eclipse leaves totality and just is still completely covered. But the Aina is the name of the moon that is made of silver. But yeah, as Aina stops glowing.
Syntax will look over at Quintelius. Did you make a wish?
Perhaps. Yes, sorry, that is a thing. People do wish on that. That makes total sense, and I should have specified that. I'm not spontaneously making that a thing now. Not at all. Continue.
What'd you wish for?
What if I told you it wouldn't come true? What about you?
No, I didn't make a wish.
You're supposed to. silly. And he like does the little like playful shoulder push.
Like moves away a little bit, but not that much.
So it's just a little too far away. Like he still does it, but it didn't look good.
I like this.
Doesn't seem like it.
I'm not sure I'm ready for something like this.
That's okay.
Even though I want it.
Well, look, we still have a lot of time ahead of us at this school. If we need to take a break for however long, we can. It's not the end of the world. He gives a little bit of a sad smile.
Yet.
He gestures toward the like dark circle in the sky. That wasn't ominous at all with that, but okay. Look.
Close your eyes, dummy.
He kind of like whatever he was gonna say, he just like it's completely gone, and he just and then closes his eyes.
Okay. Syntax will close his as well, and then he's gonna lean in and give him a very simple kiss.
Oh. And then after you pull apart Quintilius will be like, wait, but we're not. We're ending it, right?
I don't know. He'll pat him on the head, like twirl the quiff.
He just kind of squints and he's like, wait, so is this now an open relationship? Is that what's happening?
I don't remember this being official. You didn't ask me anything.
Okay, fine. You're right. Would you like to make it an official thing? Except you just said you don't want that, so obviously no. But
I think if I did, things would not go well. And that's why.
He furrows his brow. Look, I know things are crazy here, but it's just part of the fun of a magical school, yeah?
Honestly, I wish that was all it was. Just trust me that I'm not ready for this right now.
I trust you. Hopefully I'll still be here when you are ready for it.
And if you're not, that's on me.
He gives a bit of a sad smile and nods. But I do still intend to be your friend and point out all the ways that you're failing at things.
Good, none of my other friends do.
Well, maybe that's just because they're afraid of you.
That means I'm doing my job right. He like
Does
shows
it?
like fang teeth towards Quintilius.
It's like, does it? Also, I forget those are pointed.
Everything about me is pointed.
We'll
Shows
just
off
leave
his
that
like
there.
manicured,
We'll just leave
sharp
that
kind
there.
of, yeah.
Anyone else wish to do anything during the eclipse?
Yes.
Oh, go, okay, go.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah, go.
Okay, yeah. So Kay is going to see same kind of a sin where she saw the little situation with Giuseppe and Astrid, and then she kind of sees the little situation with Sin and Quintilius, but isn't trying to eavesdrop. And she's going to take a very deep breath. She's going to look at Ryan, Evie, and go, "Wish me luck." And she's going to get up and she's going to go walk over to Xanther, wherever he is.
Oh my god! So Xanther and Rubina and
Who is afraid of Kay Arthana.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
she is.
Hell yeah.
As she should be.
and a few other people that you recognize from the gymnastics club but aren't important enough to have portraits. It's a thing. There's
Damn.
other
Damn, you-
people, but they
Damn,
just
you didn't have
don't
to roast
matter.
those non-existent people like that.
It's all
Damn.
the Marks, you know. Mark, and Mark,
Three?
and Mark Anthony. Yeah. But yeah. So they're there. You go up to Xanther, who oh, I hit a button. Hold on. So you go up to Xanther, who has Rubina hanging off of his arm. And she's like, "Oh, isn't this so romantic?" And he's like, "I mean, it's just kind of dark. I feel like it'd be more romantic if I could see you. But considering I can only see, like, easily for, like, 30 seconds and that already happened, I don't know." Yeah, obviously whatever she was trying to do is not working. Okay, yeah. But she sees Kaerthana approaching, and oh, thank you for the sub. But she sees Kaerthana approaching, and she it's dark, but you have dark vision. You can see her fingers like tighten on his arm in a very like, oh shit, not right now, please, not right now kind of like thing. But like, other than the grip that is like a death grip on his bicep, she looks at you very calmly. So she's doing a decent job of hiding it, but not really. Xanther's like, "Oh, you feeling my muscles?" And like immediately she flushes red.
Damn.
Yeah, Kaerthana, you get there like right as that happens. What?
Can Xanther see it all? Can he see that Kaerthana has walked up, or only Rubina saw her?
He can see. He actually does have dark vision because he's a Genasi.
Okay, great.
Of all things, Rubina's the one who doesn't have dark vision. But again, it's not like pitch black. It's just kind of like sun is set evening of like, you know, the 10 minutes before it's really dark.
All right.
Like you probably can't read a book, but you can still walk around just fine.
Okay. At this point that she's walked over, she's probably got some steam coming off of her. Just a little bit. Not super noticeable, especially in the dark, but a little bit of steam coming off of her.
Okay, hold on. She does have steam coming up. Xanther's gonna look at Kay and be like, "Whoa, Kaerthana, you're smoking." Oh, hey, sorry. Melody just made that joke in chat. No, but
No way.
Xanther will say that, not realizing that it, you know, means calling someone attractive, right? Like he's literally pointing out that you're smoking. Obviously, this, like, you see Rubina's like whole world shatter as he says this.
Good.
But yeah, keep going.
Kay is going to nod to Rubina. Hi, Rubina. I hope you're having a nice evening. And then she's going to look at Xanther. And she's going to say, "Hi, Xanther. I have been doing a lot of work lately with Sapphire, and he's encouraged me to be more honest with myself and encouraged me to find what makes me passionate. And the new year's starting, and I wanted to come and I wanted to be brave and I wanted to tell you that I really care for you. I think you're very kind and very handsome and very passionate, and I would be very, very honored if sometime in the new year you would do me the honor of going on a date with me." And at this point, the steam is like full-blown steam, like smoke.
This is incredible. Roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay.
Because that was amazing, but I still want there to be a roll.
Oh, that's fair.
Oh,
Okay.
That was bad.
Ooh.
She has advantage.
Yeah, you have
Oh,
advantage. You're
bad.
good. Okay. Hey, that's still a 10. That is still average. The main reason I'm
Wait.
having you roll this is
Wait.
actually less for. Oh, do you have
Can I
inspiration?
use my inspiration?
Yes, you can. This is more so less about him and more about Rubina. So yeah.
Use it.
Yeah, use it. Go for it.
Yes.
Oh
That's better.
fuck. Yeah.
Let's go.
Rubina's opening her mouth to say something, and then Xanther's like, "Whoa, really? That just was like I didn't expect that at all." And he's like, "Whoa, I'm like really flattered, and like you are like really attractive, and like super nice." And I was thinking, like, man, I wish I had a girlfriend. Rubina, like, on his arm. Just like she was about to say that he's claimed, and then just all of it is gone. Just like, I don't even know if she kind of lets go, but not really. It's more just like she lets his arm leave her grip as he moves. Like she's just standing there utterly just empty. And he's like, I would be like so happy to go on a date with you. Like, absolutely. Because you're like the best. And like, I think it's so cool how like in control of yourself you are. Because like, I keep my emotions on my sleeves. And it's yeah, I can be read like a book that's open. So it's cool because you're all mysterious, but like nice.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
we should get a date thing sometime.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
For the like first time, he's kind of awkward too, and he's like, cool, and he's like a little like stiff with it.
For the first time, I think for any of her friends who are watching this, and just for Xanther, it's probably one of the first time a lot of them have seen her like actually actively giggling and laughing a little bit.
As you're doing so, little bubbles are coming off of you and popping. Each bubble has a little like almost giggle adjacent sound that comes out as it pops.
Oh my god.
He's like, oh my god, this is great. And you like poke one of the bubbles. He's like, you're always just so exciting and just, oh my god. I just like, is this real? Somebody like, oh my god, Rubina, pinch me. He's like, hey, Rubina, you okay? You're kind of staring into space. You know my new girlfriend, K. Earth, and I. Oh, sorry. I guess it's not official yet. We're just planning on dating, but between you and me, he like elbows her. I'm hoping it becomes official.
Yurtha is like full red. Like, as flushed as her skin tone can be, she is.
Okay, really walked up like, I'm about to ruin this girl's whole career.
Here's the thing. I'm going to cut away from the scene because I genuinely don't know what to do with Rubina anymore. I think she's just broken there for the rest of this scene. Because she's not leaving. She's not staying. She's not going to say anything. If you haven't seen our whole stream, Rubina is a very big bully to like the entire group. So
Rubina.
this is some sweet justice. Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, it's some good shit. Fuck, this ended so much better than I ever thought. You guys landed fucking Xanther Bowen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
God.
so happy for you too.
Oh my god.
It's so good that it happens to be Kay that Rabina is afraid of too.
Oh my god, it's incredible.
It's so good.
Nim,
Drama.
you wanted to do something.
Yeah, Nim would like to find Astrid, and he won't give up looking this time.
Oh, she's not hiding.
Okay, great.
Still
And he'll
crying
feel
inside.
very
Screaming in the corner.
determined. He'll feel very accomplished that he found her by not looking very hard.
Oh
He's
my
like,
god.
yes.
Why is that Napoleon Dynamite just yes? Like,
Because he is.
Nim is.
He's so tall and awkward,
is
and he doesn't
Nim,
understand social
is
cues.
Nim Napoleon Dynamite or is Nim Tina, the llama?
Oh,
Sorry, I
Man.
guess.
oh,
He has
why
a
would you
pe-
say that? Because now I really wanted to see Nim drawn in the vote for Pedro shirt.
Okay, never mind.
Oh,
Nope,
that can
nope,
be
you're right.
arranged.
You're right.
That can be
Please,
right.
Melody. Please. I'm begging you.
I'm on it. I'm on it right now. Yeah, he'll sit down next to Astrid. Is she still holding the pie?
She's still holding the pie and
It's
just
the
staring at it.
fucking best pie you've ever had.
Has
She
she not
hasn't
taken the bite?
No. She's just staring at it still. She's just completely blue screened.
Is she still crying?
Yeah, probably.
I think the good
No way.
question is Giuseppe. Is Giuseppe still awkwardly nearby?
That is a good question.
I think he is, but like he wants to give her space and doesn't know if it's his pie that has upset her. So he's giving her some space, but also close by enough that like he can hear, like, you know.
Yeah, it's the like pretending like you're not listening, but you're obviously there if anyone turns to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you want to be the shoulder for her to cry on, but you're not gonna like force
Yeah.
yourself in because you've
I'm
drank
just there,
that
like,
respect
with the-
women juice.
I'll be there just like with my flower, just like altering its age, just over and over.
Yeah, he'll just like sit down cross-legged kind of in front of her and be like, "It's really good. Did you try it?" Not hungry, huh? I'm not going to ask what happened with Syntax. But I did want to tell you something. As a way of building our trust, I feel like I owe it to you to tell you that the bracelet I gave you was a device intended to use to scry on you. And I'm sure you figured that out already. You're much too smart. But I thought it was important that you heard it from me, so you could get rid of it however you wanted to. I don't want to spy on you.
Replaced it with my own. 'Cause I
One more
assumed as
time.
much. I replaced it with my own copy because I assumed as much.
Yeah, you did a
Not
really
upset.
good job. I wouldn't have known that.
I'm not upset by that. You've seen where I grew up. I expect all sorts of things.
Right. I didn't know that before, but now I do. You're much too hard to play a trick on. Guess I'll have to keep trying. That's what little brothers do, right?
I look forward to that day.
Me too. Are you okay?
I'm not good at friends.
Well,
I
that's
think
just
I
not
ruined
true.
one. I think I ruined one.
With who?
I'm sure you can guess.
Well, Syntax doesn't stay mad at people for very long. He'll be mad at someone else in a few minutes, even.
Meanwhile, you can hear him yell something at Quintilius, who like just tried to like snuggle or kiss him again, even though they just broke up. Like, you know, something like that.
Oh, man.
This was different.
Did Orin do something really bad?
I'm not going to share it if they don't want me to.
My point
That's their
being,
business.
it wasn't you who did it to him. You didn't intend to go there to hurt Syntax. Unfortunately, it was just something that happened. And I think Syntax realizes that.
But I was there.
Do you wish you would have done something differently?
I wish I had the kind of power to have stopped it. But I don't know how to explain that I really don't.
Well, it's hard to imagine someone... I guess it's not too hard to imagine someone more powerful than Orin. I think if we tried really hard, we could overthrow him.
Even the Daemogoth he apparently made a deal with now has a problem thanks to the Necrocore we gave him, so I can't imagine anyone more powerful than Orin. I destroyed his music boxes, though.
Good.
His hiding place kind of shit.
Well, I'm
Broke
sure it
them
wasn't
all.
very hard for you to find.
No, I broke them all and I lit the room on fire.
As you should. I don't like him very much.
Me neither.
So we're not going to let him do that thing, right? Have a child with some random woman and sacrifice it?
Absolutely not.
So what are we going to do to stop it?
Like I said, I don't know who had. I've never had more power over him. Never been close.
As a brief reminder, that was his plan pre-Shadrick Silverquill talking to him.
Oh, that's right. He's going to open the portal.
Now he's essentially going to use that thing as
leverage.
Yeah, essentially threatening to open a portal to hell. So we'll see. But as far as that first plan, you can be pretty darn certain it isn't going to happen.
Okay. Sorry, I had gotten
No,
that
you're
mixed up.
totally fine. Just wanted to clarify that.
Thank you. What makes you think you're not good at friends? You made friends with all of us so fast.
I think that
Especially
was
Syntax.
I think that
He's
was
hard to
dumb luck.
please.
I haven't had friends in 9 decades, Nim.
Well, you're doing a
think you
pretty
can
good
see
job.
why. Well, I think you can see why.
Yeah, your dad's an asshole.
Kind of hard to bring people home when there's a chance of them getting hurt.
So he did hurt Syntax.
Yes. He heals them so you can't tell.
Syntax probably took a step too far, huh? At least to his standards. Orin's standards.
Or in standards, yes. I know Urin is sincere in where it concerns me and you. But I also know he is sincere in the fact that He won't let anyone step on his toes. And I don't know how to fix it.
If we're his weakness, his one point of weakness, maybe there is something we can do. He cares for you. That much is certain. If anyone could do something to bring him down, it's you, and I'll help you.
Wishful thinking, then.
Yeah, well, if no one thinks this way, then who will? How else does stuff get done? That seems impossible.
There.
We've done some pretty impossible things already. Anyway, try not to be so hard on yourself. I think you're a pretty great half-sister.
You'd be the first.
Okay, that's fine. I'm still one of them.
Truthfully, I wonder sometimes if I should have just stayed on the astral plane.
You mean where we visited?
Yeah.
You miss the chili eating contest, don't you?
You know, I didn't even participate in that.
Yeah, but you wish you did.
Not really. Not really.
Is that what you really want? Is to live alone with no friends?
Less people got hurt that way.
There can't be love without hurt. I guess it's kind of a double-edged sword that way.
A different level of hurt.
Well, if I know you, you won't let it stop you.
Do you know me?
I hope I get to know you better. You certainly taught me a few things about myself. Like I don't want Urin to be the one with all the power and to get away with whatever shitty thing he's going to do. Because he was going to ruin, effectively, both of our lives. I'm not going to let that go.
I would hope not.
So I'm going to take him down, with or without you. But I hope you join me.
I would do so to protect you.
Good. Then you'll have to. So I don't do something stupid. He'll get up and, like, I don't know, run around. He'll, like look at Giuseppe and be like, yeah, I don't know. He's getting, like, antsy. He's tired of sitting on the ground. It's been too long of a conversation.
Astrid will, like, take a bite of the pie, finally.
How is it?
She'll look over at Giuseppe, because I think she would know he's there.
Oh yeah, Giuseppe heard this whole fucking thing, and also Giuseppe wasn't there for like any of it, so I'm sure Giuseppe is like doing full calculus in their mind right now, trying to figure out what the
the meme of
fuck
the
is
chick with the
going
math in
on.
front of her, going like,
No, Giuseppe is just relieved from like, because at the beginning of the conversation, Astrid was like, I think I ruined a friendship. And I was like, oh no. I thought she was talking about me. It's like,
Damn it.
oh my god.
and then he realized, oh, she's talking about syntax, and he's just like so relieved.
You weren't friend zoned, yeah. Thank God, right? Because there's no way that anything she did was friend zoning you.
God damn it. I assume Astrid would kind of know that Giuseppe's there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so she'll just, after taking a bite, turn around and look at him and just be like, thank you.
And
just go back
he'll
to
just,
eat.
like, he'll do that thing where like he makes eye contact, but then like looks away and pretends like he totally wasn't watching her, you know?
Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for Nim too.
Incredible.
He's just running around now. Like he's got a stick. He's like throwing it. I don't know.
He's totally
You're
doesn't have
playing with the
ADHD. Not at all.
Oh, he so does.
Yeah, it's great.
100%.
Play fetch with the shrub.
Oh my god! Yeah, he's just fucking
And it's
around with the shrub. Yes. His name is Scrungle, by the way.
Oh my god.
Incredible.
Perfect.
It really
Ellie, I expect
is.
drawings of this.
Oh, there will
I
be.
expect full artwork of Scrungle now. In his own little mini vote for Pedro shirt.
Oh my god, I'm writing that down.
You're writing it down.
Yes, I am. I'm writing it down.
We're gonna see how many sessions Strungle makes it.
Oh yeah, Scrungle's gonna die like right away.
Guys, at the end
You
of
go
this
into a
episode-
Witherbloom class and they're like,
it.
you go into a Witherbloom class. Oh, you brought a pest. Great. Immediately sacrificed by the teacher for a spell.
Not to Vash. Not to Vash.
Guys, at the end of this episode, because it got stepped on.
Oh my god. I make you
Oh
roll
my
every
God.
time we play. Roll for unfortunate accident.
I'll roll for Scrungle. He's worth it.
So, does anyone else have anything they would like to do now? If that's the case, we're going to start the second semester. So let me preface this. We could end early if people would like, or we could keep playing till 11. What do people want? I want to keep playing, but that's just because I like playing. But this is probably our best stopping point. But that doesn't mean that we have to stop here, right? Like, okay.
One more 5-minute break.
Yeah, I think a 5-minute break would be awesome. So let's do another 5-minute break, and we will see everyone at 10:10. Yeah, be right back.
Melody, I'm gonna send you the stats.
Hey, we are back again. Sorry, that was 9 minutes, not 5. I apologize.
Oh,
I'm a
Okay.
lying sack of lies. But apart from that, we are getting ready to start our second semester. But first, we have to finish the first day of the year. That evening, as it tends to be for those who are a little sensitive to outer forces, there can be some weird dreams.
Oh, no.
Ryza.
yes.
Ryza, you are an ASMR, which means you are touched of some sort by the divine. For you, it's ran in your family for years, but you're the only one that it has manifested in a good living memory. You always have weird dreams on the new year, but this year, what's normally just kind of weird light seems to actually coalesce a little bit better before your eyes. A little bit easier to remember. Do me a favor and roll a religion check for me. This is going to be how much of this and the clarity you get from this. It's not necessarily about knowing religion, it's just as opposed to a perception check. Let's do a more fun thing. 18. Hell yeah, that's great. Fuck. But no, I joke. You see a sky with dancing lights, auroras burning through a cool, cold sky. And there, you see a building, a great wall over an ocean of weird twisting magics. This wall is sturdy beyond belief, impenetrable. As you stroll up to the front door, the great intricate knots in the carving, you can feel it with your fingers as you run them over. And then there's the seam of the door. And as you feel it, you realize it's simply carved. This door can't open. It's solid stone, solid what feels to be marble, but colder. And it's then that you really do feel just how cold this area is. You look around to try to get your bearings, and it doesn't seem like anywhere you recognize. Roll a nature check for me. That is a 9. Yes, again, there's nothing, no discerning features you can really see. But part of you wants to open this door. It's longing for you to open this door, and you vaguely remember in the past, any dream you've had has always ended here. And it's never been this well defined. You've never been able to place it. It's just been kind of swirling colors, cold, and a lot of white. And only now is it coming into focus as this great wall. And you realize this is what you've been dreaming of for years. But this time, you feel something different. Almost as if a tether is tied to your heart, pulling you toward this door. All of the sudden, everything around you crumbles away, and much like how a dream may transition effortlessly, the land around you begins to change, And you know that you're on the other side of this wall now, seeing something that you should never have been able to see. You're past this boundary, and you're seeing light. Only now do you realize that this cold marble isn't marble at all, but silver. Solid silver. Gleaming with almost a platinum-like inner white light. And a pool of silver, almost like water, stretches off in front of you. And there in the distance, you see something. A grand hall, where all of the light is coalescing, almost turning the cold sky into a twilight. And you know something is in there. Something that is a part of you. You're not sure what it's trying to communicate to you. You're not sure if it wants you to join them, if it wants to join you, if it's simply showing you something. But there's an intelligence behind what you're seeing and why you're seeing it. And you can feel that much. And then, as if just blinking, you open your eyes in your bedroom. Fully awake, not groggy, as if you just blinked the vision away. And never have your dreams ever felt this, well, unlike a
Real.
dream. Yeah. As you lay back down to bed, eventually, I'm assuming you try to go back to sleep at one point.
Yeah.
One thing flashes before your eyes. A figure this time. This is more like the old dreams you're used to. A feeling, an image, the only thing that you can really pull out of it. But it unnerves you.
That's terrifying. Who are you?
Again, this one is much more like a dream. You wake up in the morning and this lingers in your mind. Something that you know you saw, but you can't understand or quite remember the story behind it. You only really remember this image. You know something else happened, just like how you know you've always touched that wall in your dreams, but only this time around do you fully remember doing it. You know you interacted with this being. Something must have happened, but all you can remember is them standing amongst this swirling snow that pools around them in an almost runic pattern. And the horns on their head that vaguely remind you of the glowing chamber that you saw in your first dream. The rest of your evening is uneventful. And while you always have dreams on the first night of the year, never have they felt this prophetic. Normally you just chalk it up to weird dreams. This time around it feels a little bit more than that. But you're not the only one who has strange dreams. One more person who isn't super accustomed to dreaming in the first place finds themselves Well, in the land of dreams. This time around, it feels very real. You've had nightmares before. You're starting to get used to dream logic, to the weird, think your way out of a predicament. Sometimes you might be able to wake yourself up by convincing yourself, oh, wait, I'm asleep. This feels different. This feels like you're actually somewhere. You're standing in a snowy forest, super dark storm clouds above you that look like they're about to blow in a blizzard at any moment. The cold isn't just cold, it is biting. You have felt cold before, but never anything like this.
Yeah. Starts to panic as like the arm doesn't move as well, and the leg.
And your brain is telling you, you feel more awake than ever, that you're asleep. You know that you're dreaming. You know where you laid down, all of that. But the more you try to focus on it, the more you can't get up. You cannot wake up. You cannot come out of this. You pinch yourself. You hit your head against one of the trees. You shove your hand in the cold snow to feel it, and all of it just feels so real. If you didn't know any better, you have been moved to some place.
Turgrid, I know this is you. They're just going to scream out through the blizzard.
Roll a perception check for me.
I don't know why rolling is the worst. I'm like, oh no.
Right? It
I
always
have to
gives
do
me
good or
anxiety.
things don't happen. Yay. 15.
That is a 15. You hear something in the distance. It sounds like footsteps, like someone forcing their way through this snow.
Okay.
It doesn't sound like they have heard you, based off of their gait.
They're just gonna move over quickly in that direction. It's not necessarily sneaking, it's just heading over.
Here,
like whatever this is better than being here alone.
Let me show you what this place looks like.
Oh fuck. I just assumed it was a big snowy snow. Oh shit.
Ignore the person. The person is kind of ominous, but there's no
The
person
whole
with
thing is ominous.
Well, yes.
That's syntax.
It feels like the trees are almost made of ice. Like you can see if you get close that there is wood under there, but it's like they've been blown by a blizzard so much that there's like an inch or two of ice over it, and you're not sure if those trees will ever thaw out. It's that kind of feeling to it. As you stumble in the direction of the person walking, their crunching soles on the snow, eventually you come face to face, or not face to face, but you see over this ridge down along a steep embankment, and in the distance you think you see an ocean with thick icebergs and just desolation of cold. The figure you see, a good 15 meters down this little bank toward the ocean, but still, if you start heading down this bank, you'll be thick in the woods again and unable to see where the ocean is. You see this figure trudging along, bent over with a large bundle of something on their back. They seem to be struggling moving through the snow.
Can I cast magic?
What do you try to
I
do?
mean, I will try. Casting Fairy Fire, just throwing like one of those balls of just like bright light and energy at them to light them up. Just kind of both making presence known and also making them more easy to see.
You can.
Shit. Okay.
So you cast Fairy Fire on them?
Yeah.
That is a wisdom save for them, correct? Or is it...
It's actually Dex.
Dex. Okay. You watch as they kind of panic, their bundle falling, as this light sort of illuminates their silhouette, tracing up from their feet and all the way around them. They frantically look at their hands, and then their eyes snap toward you, and their eyes go
waving
large. It's then that you notice that the figure isn't actually particularly large. If you had to guess, they probably are around the age of someone who you'd go to school with. Mid to late teens.
Okay. Starts trudging down, but still worried.
You hear a voice. He calls up to you, but you notice he's trying not to raise his voice too loud.
Shit.
Who are you? Why are you outside of the city?
I assume I'm fucking freezing, so they're just
Yes.
gonna come down. Looking
They are in like
completely.
deep furs, bundled. like Yeah.
Am I wearing my pajamas?
Yes.
It's
Oh my
just like
God.
a silken kind of like robe. Just like come down, just wearing that, trying to keep it on. They're wearing just furs and shit.
Yeah. Lots
Are
of
they
furs.
standing in a threatening way?
They look more like they're apprehensive of you.
Okay.
They haven't pulled a weapon, but it looks like if you tried to attack them, they'd either try to run, dodge, maybe fight back. But it's very much so like they're trying to be kind to a stranger, but they don't expect the stranger to be kind back.
Okay.
You also notice as you get closer that there's a number of scars tracing across this young man's face. His hair is white, shaved on the side, but it looks like almost claw marks through an eye and another down through the mouth.
Okay.
But
I'll just hold hands up and dissipate the magic that was already there. I don't know where I am.
he furrows his brow and looks at you. Are you... He steps
Freezing?
back,
Yes.
looks at your
Steps
clothes.
forward.
You're not from here. You shouldn't be here.
This isn't real, though.
You see the young man just rubs his eyes, runs his hands through his hair. One side is shaved, the other is large and sort of hangs over, and he pulls it back. Oh my goodness. What was the last thing you remember?
Going to sleep. No, this isn't. What? It just like goes through the where. What?
Are you from Ludendorff?
No. I'm from Ilandara.
You see as you say that, his eyes go wide. Are you with her? Are you with Tergrid?
It's just like immediately like fuck. No. God, is anyone with Tergrid?
He
I know
looks
of
at you
her.
with a confused brow. Tergrid,
You know who Tergrid is?
of course.
Tell me everything, please.
I think you should probably tell me. Let me guess, you got here from sleep.
Yes.
You shouldn't be able to do that.
I shouldn't be able to do a lot of things.
How do you know Tergrid?
She's tried to kill me a few times, and we share a connection because I don't
That.
like
He
her.
points at you. You share a connection. What is that? That could explain it. What is it?
Her lantern.
You
she
grabbed
has,
it.
Something in. Yes. Yes. I
The
did
angel
once.
chose you, didn't it?
I don't think anyone chooses me.
Well, the only way you would be here is using their divine magic. It's the only way you can cross the realms.
Oh, is this the? There was an eclipse today.
That could explain it.
Am I here forever now?
No, no, no. Look, I am native to here, but I am one of the few who's not stuck in the cycle. Time here works a bit differently. For me,
Are you friend or foe with Turgrid? I need to know this first.
I am friend.
Why?
Because she is the only hope my entire land has.
She's a terrible person.
She is. And I have no doubt she will betray me at the moment it becomes beneficial for her. But for now, she has granted me an ability to see a new world that I did not know existed, and now I want it for all of my people.
Why would she do that?
He shakes his head. I do not know. But just as you have visited here through your dreams, I visit your land through mine.
Wait, you've come to Ilandara? What have you seen?
Much, and I will be seeing more soon.
Oh, I don't understand. So you're not going to help me stop Turgrid? Are we enemies?
No. I don't think anyone can be enemies when the true enemy is simply trying to survive. This land is called Lemordia. You probably have never heard of it, and I don't think anyone in your land would know of it. But things here are a bit different. Things run in a cycle. It's a bit hard to tell, but I want to say it is roughly a month cycle. All of those that die at the end of the month are simply awakening again in the morning. The month starts again. This is the cycle that I have been stuck in for however long, and apparently I'm the only one who knows it. Because Tergrid helped wake me up. So I owe her that. But that doesn't mean I don't recognize a dangerous individual when I see one.
That's incredibly strange.
I'm destined to die in this cycle. Every time. By the hands of someone who I care about. And who did not mean me death.
That's horrible.
They're who I am bringing these supplies to now.
And that's why you're going to do whatever Turgrid says so she can take you and this person you care about out of this?
She needs a better life. This entire land is hunting her, and nothing is... Yes. If it gets her out of here, I will do it. But I do obviously still have morals. I don't want to hurt anyone, and I'm not going to. I have felt too much suffering over and over to inflict it willingly on someone else. But I died, and in my death and the gift from Tergrid, I met my own angel.
You have a lantern as well.
Not a lantern. He reaches into the bag that he was dragging, and he pulls out a monstrously large scythe.
That is much more intimidating than a lantern.
My name is Aegon. But I believe in your land, Tergrid has begun calling me the god of death.
That sounds like her. What can I do to help you then? You seem like a good person. What?
She said, Aegon, what? He simply shakes his head. Hopefully, if you go to sleep in this world, you will wake up back in Ilandara. And hopefully you will never come here again. In Ilandara, I hope me and you can be friends. I am slowly pulling more of myself there, and I worry that if I do not complete my mission, If I do not find a way to liberate my people here, I will be fully stuck in that land, and this will simply become a dream that I cannot return to. So I suppose if you want to help, it's...
I will be waiting and I'll watch out for you then.
That is all I can ask. Answers. Look up anything you have on Lemordia.
Okay.
He starts scratching in on a piece of paper. He starts like writing keywords for you. Look up these. Try to find answers for me if you can. Obviously, you must prepare for Tergrid's wrath. If that is...
No, she said she already. She told me you're coming. Actually,
he looks at you and frowns. I'm sorry. What?
I just talked to her a few days ago. She said she was bringing somebody, I think.
Are you part of the school she is putting me in?
Yes. Do you know why she...
She told me that it would be the best place to find answers.
Has she told you anything about the Auric?
The who?
Good.
She has told me nothing. She is simply... Well, I feel this darkness in her, but she has only ever been kind to me.
Okay, good. This is good. Then I will help you, but you have to help me as well.
Yes, what...
She torments me every day with sick, twisted dreams because I stood up to her. She's not a good person from what I know.
He furrows his brow. You can tell
slows me down.
He's thinking. He's not necessarily disagreeing with what you're saying, but you're seeing that he's processing it.
She puts the most terrible thoughts and images in my mind every day because she knows it torments me. Simply because I stood up to her and was willing to die for that. I don't know if that's the reason why she does that. I don't understand anything. I simply wish to know what she cares about. She made it seem that she only cared about money, but no one cares for just money. If she's kind to you and open to you...
I would not say open. She, much like yourself, just appeared one day. I remember it vaguely. I think it must have happened in a cycle while I was still part of whatever goes on here. But then she came back with this. He holds the scythe. Right. And I died, only to breathe again, free from the cycle.
She hasn't said what she wants from you?
She simply said that she was here to help.
She's lying.
I have no doubt. But you also must understand from my predicament, I must take all help that comes my way.
I don't disagree. Just
I
know
will...
she's going to ask you to do terrible things.
I will be sure to weigh the weight of my actions with what she requests, what I plan on doing. And you, friend, tell me, what is your name?
My name is Sin. You may call me Syntax. I will help you. I will look up these words that you've given to me, but...
Wait a moment.
And
he reaches out to you and seems to only now realize that your arm is fake or mechanical. And he starts moving it. Sin, are you entirely a construct?
Yes. For the most part, yes. Yes, I think so.
Does your chest glow?
Glow? I don't think it's ever glown. Is it supposed to?
He furrows his brow and looks at you. And then he closes his eyes and you see this sort of almost aurora glow around his head, eyes, and down his hand. And he just reaches towards you. May I... it looks like he wants to touch your forehead.
If you're checking I'm not alive, you may.
He reaches and touches your forehead. That is what I'm checking. Interesting. You're the same as her.
I'm nothing like her.
No, not Hergrid. Sorry. He pulls back his hand. Elise. The one who kills me.
The person you care for.
She's like you. Brought back, constructed, but she has something you don't. It looks like he's looking for the word, and then he puts his hand on your chest. A heart. It glows from the inside. It would make you alive. But it is also why people are hunting her, because she has the only one.
I don't fully understand. You said I will be here, though, until I sleep.
I think so.
How long will it take us to get to her?
He looks at you, and you can see nervousness in his eyes. I don't think you want to see her tonight.
Okay.
You can see that he wants to tell you more, and he's debating. Roll. Hold on, I'll roll.
Listen, you don't have to tell me.
This is the night she
everything.
kills me.
I'm sorry to hear that. You have to go through that You said you care for her? Do you love her?
It's not on purpose, and yes, but not like that. But I'm the only one she has. And I have to get going if I'm going to keep the cycle. It sounds strange, but I've tried breaking it, and it just goes worse for everyone involved.
I don't understand, but I do. You can go. I'll be fine. And we'll see each other another time when things are simpler and we can talk.
He takes a shaky breath and then goes and picks up the
What if you
satchel.
don't go see her and you don't die?
Then the ones looking for her find her.
Okay.
She goes into hiding because of what she did with me. And it's what keeps her alive.
You go.
I will be back. That's what this cycle all does. And to be honest, I can't really die anymore. So I kind of just pretend that I do until she leaves. But perhaps because you're not from this land, if you were to die here, you would wake up. It is cold. Simply go to sleep in the snow. You will go to sleep before you die. And it would probably be fastest. Though not particularly comfortable.
I'll be fine. What was your name one more time?
Aegon. Egon.
Aegon. I will see you again.
I will hold you to that. And I hope this is not premature, but I hope I can call you friends someday. This world especially is highly lacking in people who fit that moniker.
Don't have a good track record.
He rolls his eyes. Well, neither do I. I tend to get killed by them. Or start trusting someone who is apparently very sadistic, so...
Just be careful.
With my luck,
okay?
you eat children, so who knows? We'll find out.
I don't eat children.
He chuckles.
I don't eat anything.
I know you don't. Remember, I am friends with someone like you. I'm just saying my track record isn't too great either.
Do you eat children?
No, definitely not. I eat a lot of whale. But that's just because it's one of the few sources of protein we have in Lamordia. This place
Sounds
is very
terrible.
terrible. It's not great.
I hope you can save your people, and maybe we could meet again, and I can see this other person. You said you need to go. Please go.
I do. I'm sorry. You watch as his scythe kind of shrinks down almost into a sort of just simple little stick. And he slides that into the bag he was carrying. It almost looks more like a bone. And he looks back at you. Best of luck, Syntax.
I'm just gonna sit down here and die, I guess.
I mean, I would offer to kill you, but I think you need to lose consciousness, not just die. So, also that sounds horrible. So I say I'd offer, but I don't want to.
Just sits down and like lays down, waves his hand.
Yeah, so I do have to go, but it was great meeting you. I hope this doesn't just kill you. Bye.
Oh my god.
And he gives like a really awkward smile of like, I don't fucking know. And then
This guy so much.
then like grabs the bag and then starts leaving. He goes over the ridge. You can't see him anymore, but then you hear something and he comes running back. And he hands you what looks to be like a little canteen. There's some hot soup in there. I know you don't need to eat, but I mean, just in case you decide you don't want to do this. God knows I don't need it. It was going to be my dinner, but she kills me before then. So yeah, hey, fun. So just yeah, goodbye. I can't wait to go to sleep.
What's going on?
I can't wait to go to sleep because where I am in your world is very warm. And I have not felt my 3 toes on my left foot in a while. So, yeah. Okay, goodbye. I'm oversharing now.
Wait.
I'm sorry, I don't talk to people that much. Yes?
If I see you, I will make you soup instead. It'll be a return.
Sounds good. But
I'm not
also,
a cook, but
yeah, I was going to say, if you're anything like Elise, I'm good, but thank you for the sentiment. Farewell. I am going to talk too much because I don't get to talk too much.
yeah,
so
I am sorry if you're late because of me. I feel like
you're
I
fine.
told you to leave
You're
many
good.
times.
I'm gonna head out though, for real though.
Can you please leave before I
Yes.
start shivering anymore?
Goodbye. Hey,
don't
once
want
you
anyone
stop
to see me
shivering,
like
it's
this.
good because that means you're slowly dying. Farewell. Bye.
It's working.
Yeah. That time he actually does seem to leave.
Zach just lays on their side and just watches him go over the
Little rise, yeah.
bridge. Or just kind of like
It's
sit there
so
and stare at the
cold,
frozen
like
ocean.
it sucks, but it really goes fast. And it is true. You just start feeling tired. And
Sip on my soup.
you do at one point, like it does get a little too painful, like it's not comfortable. So you go to the soup for one point and you're like, oh, this is terrible. It's like a whale fat blubber soup. Like it is not good, but you can also tell it's like everything you need to like literally burn. Yeah, to like to burn in your internal furnace to stay warm. Like it's gross, but it'll keep you alive.
Doorway.
Yeah, pretty much. And then eventually you drift off to sleep. And wake up in a warm bed.
Syntax is immediately going to stand up.
Everything is functioning. Everything is warm. You can feel everything again. And it's not just pain.
Takes a few good shaky breaths. And then gets up and leaves their room.
However, as you look back at your bed as you're leaving, you notice something. A small little canteen with some soup left in it. And that's where we'll end the session. Okay.
Anderson,
Yeah.
can you do my finals before we end the session?
Yeah,
real
fuck,
quick?
yes. I forgot about your finals. Yes. I love the finals. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Finals. Fuck, I have to remember what the checks were.
Medicine, history, and performance.
Look at you knowing the game better than me.
Yeah. I took notes. That's why.
Hey, mystery. Wow, history, medicine, and performance. So, you were not down in the stuff with them, right? No. Did you?
You
Yes,
didn't go to the party.
Remember when I
Yeah, you're
hit
right.
an astral shard with
Yeah, I'm
Wow, that
sorry.
was so
You were the
long
only
ago.
reason why they were there. I'm an idiot. It's been a while.
it's like it was broken. for a little bit.
Yeah. So, for Tony, our new viewer, thank you for being our single viewer. But this is supposed to be a Strixhaven game, but I keep on it's my own fault. Somehow not having things take place at Strixhaven. So, for example, Kaerthana may or may not have caused a small explosion that rocketed them into the astral plane. They did manage to get back just before the finals, so that's nice. But that also means they couldn't.
The night before.
Yeah, they weren't able to study. So
It is what
normally
it is.
you'd get study checks and you can do stuff like that. Unfortunately, you won't. But Giuseppe did give everyone study guides, and I forgot what the benefit of that was. So, I think it negated negative things because I think
you gave it was like they had advantage on rolls or something.
I think
I don't remember doing anything.
I
I'm
want to
sorry.
say I originally was going to make you guys like actually have a penalty because you guys were getting there the day before.
That's what it was.
And then
we were gonna have a
didn't.
penalty. I was remembering just straight rolls.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're going to do the final. So first off, a while back, you're sitting reminiscing and you have a dream of exactly what happened a week or two ago. It's so realistic. It's just like you're taking your finals right now. Ho ho. Everyone has like prophetic dreams. You just relive trauma. But so first off, a history performance, and oh my god, what was the third one? Medicine. Oh yeah, because mystery. So first, a history check. Let's see how well you do on this multiple choice test portion. I would say you could use your inspiration, but you don't have that anymore. That is a 2. What did you learn? This is all, they didn't cover this in class. These are magical animals they did not cover in class. This is predatory testing. Multiple choice tests are, you can't prove that you know it because it's just multiple choice test. Like, but it's fine. You have the essay question, and the essay question you can show that you really know what's going on, right? Yeah. So let's do that essay question. Let's do medicine, right? Let's talk about the best magical creatures and their remedies and stuff. Yeah. So that's fine. The medicine is a 20. You did great, right? So like here you can prove that you know the information. They just for some reason decided to test you on all the creatures that you don't know. But like medicine, yeah, that's great. Okay, I totally know how, hippocampi can be used for this. I know how mandrakes, I know awakened shrubs, all that stuff. So yeah, you're fine. Okay. And then the last part, you got on lock. The oral presentation you have to give in front of the entire class. You got this on lock. So roll a performance check. You're fine. This is fine. Emotions aren't going to get in your way. Please crit fail.
Yeah? You think so?
Well, I wanted you to crit fail because then I would have had you like accidentally cast fireball. But because you're you and this is more exciting, roll on the wild magic table.
Oh my
What'd you roll? What was that?
She rolled an 8.
Oh,
with a plus 3.
100, right? D100?
Yeah, D100. Let me get that table. So it's all going well, but then you just feel like your ears getting hot with embarrassment. And then you're like, oh no, but what if it's not with embarrassment? And then that thought.
Yeah, this was the night that Kay like broke the night before and went like to Zaphai's office crying. Like she's still not okay.
Yeah. That is a 64. At least it's not a 1. 64.
Oh, no.
It's just sad.
you laughing?
I'm laughing because it actually works. Like if you're embarrassed giving this oral presentation, and as you're talking, the room just seems to get cloudier and hazier until you can't see anything because you cast fog clouds centered on self. So you're trying to give your presentation, but you can't see anything because you cast fog clouds centered on self. And like the teacher's nice and all, but like half the thing is like you gotta control your magic. Like,
Damn.
that's great and all, but like come on. It can't give you a good grade if you can't even see the presentation, and if you have to evacuate the whole class just to air it out.
Oh my
God.
Yeah, so I do love that you studied with Zaphai, because after this, absolutely. What is also great is because you decided to do that, that's actually going to help with the ramifications from this test. So hear me out. You did get above a 20, so that does account for one of the failures, making it kind of more of just a C. So once you average it all together, you have a borderline passing test when you combine your essay and your multiple choice. Your multiple choice leaves a lot to be desired. You almost have to try to do that bad.
She didn't fill it out. She went through all of them, didn't know the answers. She didn't even guess.
Yeah, that's great. No, that's perfect.
She panicked.
Because it's better than like filling it out, but all wrong, right? But you didn't fill it out. Perfect.
Absolute panic.
But your paper is incredible. So all in all, like that's a C.
A C?
You failed the performance. You failed that test. And that, however, because of how you failed it, I'm actually going to say your teacher recommends that instead of giving you any punishment, instead of retracting you from any extracurriculars or anything like that, it's not about you not trying, right? They also know that you were part of the group that had to deal with the Auric incursion. It's not favoritism, it's just a fact. You couldn't study as hard. You're
Really dying.
Your test, your written portion proves that you know what you're talking about. So the first portion could have just been anxiety. So ultimately what this means is that you are having emotions that are getting in the way of schooling. And magic that's getting in the way of schooling. So while you went to Zaphai, she's going to mandate you go to Zaphai over winter break. Essentially do an intensive with Zaphai so that this stuff doesn't happen again.
Yep. That checks out.
And again, don't think of it as a punishment. Think of it as self-betterment. Because again, their goal isn't to have you suffer. Like, they're not trying to punish you. There are reasons why you failed this. And it's emotional.
Yeah, she needs it. She's scared to go to the regular school, like counselor and therapy, because she's scared of actually casting fireball while talking about her feelings.
It's fine. Mavinda's had worse.
Oh.
Yeah, give my Mavinda's the student counselor. So.
Oh, see, another reason.
Mavinda's
she still has never forgiven Mavinda for starting off the whole, Arithema, is that Elvish? So.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. I need to do that more to you.
No.
I would do it when you meet Aegon, but he doesn't know what elves are, so. Yeah. So now we are officially done with the session. Yay. That's Aegon, the person who you know will be joining your school next year as a first year.
Is he single?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Oh, wow.
He knows one person. And that. Oh, sorry. He knows
Jerry's
3
not-
people.
Jerry's not here to ask.
He knows
That's what I'm
3
here
people,
for.
2 of which are technically dead, and the other one is a monster. So.
Yay.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
But yeah.
Noted.
And again, this was a very syntax heavy session. They will be more balanced for the foreseeable future. Syntax did stuff with Turgrid, so if I wanted to foreshadow any of that, syntax was the tool.
Yay.
But yeah, it should be fun. You have whale blubber soup that you can share with people.
Yum.
I feel like
Delicious.
Nim would fucking love it. But
Oh yeah.
Emerson, don't get ahead
Definitely.
of the story. There was a plan.
okay, cool. Well, okay. So we'll pick up with that. If there's a plan for that, we can do that at the start of next session, and then we're going to dive into second semester. Second semester, so you guys are aware, we are going to have only one class. You guys obviously tell me if you're taking the intro courses for any of the schools, so that at the end of the year you can declare a school, right? So like, for example, Syntax is doing Quandrix and stuff like that. But otherwise, the only class that I'm going to really focus on directly is going to be the Arcane Color Theory class, which is taught by Mavinda. I know it's super stupid sounding, but I really like the way Magic the Gathering does colors, and I want to kind of use that instead of alignment, just for some of our like outer plane aspects.
Very cool.
Because when you call a character evil aligned, like some of them are very clear, like Urin, but other ones might not count, but kind of do, right? Yeah. And then there's also like lawful good can be more evil than any of the others, right? So instead, colors kind of tie with emotions that motivate you. And it's also fun because it also flavors how your magic can look as well. If you need to have a color to your magic, like if you're just trying to think of some way to make it look cool, you can always decide with colors and stuff. Yeah, I like the color system. This is, Strixhaven is based off of Magic the Gathering. We plopped it into our own homebrew setting, but there's little things here and there that I'm pulling and integrating because I like it. But yeah, we, again, thank you for joining us, Tony. And we have episodes on YouTube. It's not wonderfully well organized, but it is there. I'm going to be revamping all of this once we start our second year. That's both making a better layout for our stream, reorganizing that. I totally didn't miss 2 episodes for YouTube. So I think it's episode 18. There just isn't that. So I do apologize. It's not that you can't find it. It doesn't exist.
You can ask questions in the Discord if you have questions.
So this is the Discord that we're literally running the game out of right now. So we're on there. We're always down to talk, all that. We also have lots of little world building little things that you can click on and read to your leisure if you like it. I just like world building, so there it is. But yeah, I'm happy that you're joining us. Yeah, but thanks again, and I hope everyone has a wonderful week. We are going to be heading off. It's 11:07, so yeah, we will see you guys next week. We play Tuesdays. We aim for starting at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. Oftentimes that ends up meaning we're starting at 8, but the goal is 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. And
never achieved that goal.
We have like once, and I was very proud of us. And it is always me. But yeah. A lot of it is also our layout. I have to do weird things every time, and I plan on fixing that. So yeah. But we hope to see you next week. And if not, there's always our last, I think, 5 episodes on Twitch, and then the rest on our YouTube channel. So have a good one. And I will see you all next week.
Goodbye.